Well, hey, friend. Now, just before we jump into this episode, I wanted to check if you had a chance to register for my latest event that's coming up in just a couple of weeks. I am hosting Confidence Week. So, this week is going to be all about how you can advance your career and show your true self as a leader without waking up with 3 a.m. night sweats, joining the old boys club, or compromising who you are. I would love for you to come check it out. We're holding it later in September, September 11th to 14th. It's absolutely free for the base ticket. There is an option to upgrade your ticket if you like, but you certainly don't have to. So come check it out. It's at themintambition.com/confidence week. All one word. That's themintambition.com/confidence week. Well, hey there. I'm Liz St. Jean, and this is the Rise in Your 9 to 5 podcast, where I help quietly ambitious leaders who want to have meaningful and fulfilling careers, making an impact in the world. It's where strategy meets intuition to become a better leader with more joy, less stress, and endless impact. So let's break free from perfectionism, imposter thoughts, and that inner rule keeper that keeps you in a career comfort zone. It's time to become unapologetically you and step into the life you are meant to live. We're going to talk presence, productivity, and having it all. Or, as my 4-year-old would say, we're going to take over the world. So let's get to it. So this week's episode is inspired by something that I hear a lot, and that's that people want to get promoted, right? We want to get those internal promotions, but it feels braggy to self-promote. Like it feels icky. You don't want to go around trumpeting yourself, waving your arms around saying, "Look at me, look at me, look at me." Right? That just nothing about that feels good. So I wanted to share with you something that I talk about in my course, Activate. And what it is it's a tactic you can use that helps you feel a lot better to be activating those allies and getting noticed in a way that feels a lot better, feels a lot more aligned, and just generally feels good. The catch is that, as you'll hear, this can be a tricky one for a lot of people. Because even though you're not going to be braggy, you're not going to be waving your arms around trying to get people to pay attention to you, you do still need to put yourself out there. So, as you listen to this tactic, if it does feel like something that feels difficult, or it feels like you need some extra mindset support on this, then I definitely recommend that you come check out Confidence Week that I mentioned. You can register totally for free at themintambition.com/confidence week. That will be a fantastic place to come and bring all that mindset chatter that can happen, all the internal thoughts and things that come up. Some of that mindset stuff is based on very real observations and experiences we've had. And for some of us, we know that the mindset chatter it can be very much made up, and we know that. But it's still very real and it creates very real confidence difficulties. So definitely come check out Confidence Week if that is the issue for you. But with that being said, let's jump right into it. It's a pretty short training and it's going to give you a different way to show up that feels a lot better, feels a lot more aligned, and is a lot more strategic. So it's not you running around trying to show off all the things you've done. Instead, as you'll hear, it's a much more strategic way of showcasing yourself as being ready for that promotion and looking for that promotion. So check it out. And definitely come on and have a look at Confidence Week at themintambition.com/confidence week. All right, we are kicking off the Activate section by jumping into the deep end. I'm going to share with you now one of the more challenging of the Activate activities, especially for quietly ambitious professionals. I want you to give yourself the grace that if this feels too hard right off the bat, that's okay. I'm sharing it with you right off the bat. So giving it time to percolate, giving it time for your nervous system to get used to the idea, and so that you can give it a try later on. Now, that said, I would love to see you challenge yourself with this one, that as soon as you can do it, I would love to see you do it. Now, what it is that I want you to share your goal. Tell one person, just one person, what is your goal? Now, this could be a very specific short-term small goal. What I would love to see you do is get to a place where you are sharing your dreams, your ambitions. The reason I raise this is as being so important is because we often struggle trying to think, oh, how can I share my accomplishments? How do I promote myself, etc. And sharing a goal, what your goal is a much more powerful way to catch the attention of people and to activate your allies. You're not focusing on the past. You're not trying to, trumpet how great you are. You don't want them thinking about that. You don't need them to be thinking about that. What you really want, the shortest path to what you want, is to have people think about what is your goal, right? If they don't know what your goal is, how would they know if an opportunity they come across is a good fit for you? Okay, so you really want to be doing this. You're also getting them into a forward thinking energy around you. You start to become seen as someone who's thinking ahead, thinking forward, having more of a vision. And what I love about this too is that you are sharing your goal. You're telling someone what your goal is. I didn't say to ask them to help you for this goal. Asking for help does come later. Little spoiler alert, it does come later. But for right now, for this, all I want you to do is share your goal. And just one person. It only needs to be one person. I had one client who, when she shared her goal, it changed everything. Because all of her allies, people in her network, they saw her as someone who was going places and who should be in management and upper leadership. But it wasn't until she started sharing that that was also her goal that they saw her in the light of, oh, she wants it now. Oh, okay. And they started tapping her for promotions, giving her special opportunities. It didn't change anything about what they saw in her, except that now they saw her as ready because she was raising it. Now, yes, it's unfortunate that we need to do this. Why don't our allies just see an opportunity that's great for us and approach us? I wish the world was like that. Unfortunately, it's not. Although sometimes it can be. And that is why sometimes you might see colleagues being tapped for things and you wonder, well, that doesn't seem fair. And it might not seem fair. Okay, that does happen. That does happen in this world. What I'm giving you is a tool to put things back into your control instead of being at the whim of how others may act or perceive things. Okay, so share your goal with one person. Tell one person your big career dream. Tell one person where you want to be a year from now. Tell one person what is it you want to achieve. Okay? That is your task for this part of the activation. Well, I hope you enjoyed that training and you can start putting it into practice right away. And if you notice any of that internal mindset chatter coming up for you, just one last reminder, come check out Confidence Week. It is absolutely going to be helpful for these types of situations and getting that powerful mindset in place, a courageous mindset in place. So if that sounds interesting to you, you can register over at themintambition.com/confidenceweek. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. Now, before you go, make sure you click to follow the show. This way, you don't have to go looking for the latest episode. I'll come to you. Just click the plus button or the follow, and you'll get the latest episode fresh off the press. Thanks again, and remember that you are amazing. Now get out there and rise.